Yes, indeed, Mrs. Harper. My sister Martha and I have been talking all week about Dr. Harper's sermon. It's really wonderful, Mrs. Harper. In only 2 short years, he's taken on the spirit of Brooklyn.
That's very gratifying, Miss Brewster.
You see, living next to the church all these years, we've seen so many ministers come and go. Well, the spirit of Brooklyn, we've always said, is friendliness. And, well, Dr. Harper's sermons aren't as much sermons as friendly talks.
Personally, I've always enjoyed my talks with Cardinal Gibbons. What have I met him?
Not yet, dear. Are the biscuits good?
Bully.
Won't you have another biscuit, Mrs. Harper?
Oh, no. I always have too many of your lovely biscuits, and it ruins my appetite for dinner.
Well, you haven't tried the quince yet. We always put a little apple in it to take the tartness out.
No.
Well, we'll send you over a jar.
No, thank you. You keep it here. That way I can be sure of having your lovely biscuits with it.
Yes, well, I do hope they don't make us use that imitation flour again. What with this war trouble. It may not be very charitable of me, but I've almost come to the conclusion that this Mr. Hitler isn't a Christian.
If only Europe were on another planet.
Europe?
Yes, Petty.
Point your gun the other way.
Gun?
To the west. There's your danger. There's your enemy, Japan.
Yes, of course.
No one, Tabby. Not so much talk about Europe and more about the canal.
Let's just not talk about war. Won't you have another cup of tea, dear?
No, thank you, Aunt Tabby.
Mrs. Harper?
No, thank you. I must admit, war and violence do seem far removed from these surroundings.
Yes, it is peaceful here, isn't it?
Yes, peaceful. The virtues of another day, they're all here in this house. The gentle virtues that went out with candlelight and good manners and low taxes.
It's one of the oldest houses in Brooklyn, just the way it was when Grandfather Brewster built and furnished it. Except for the electricity, which we use as little as possible. It was Mortimer who persuaded us to put it in.
Yes, I can understand that. Your nephew Mortimer seems to live only by electric light.
Yes, the poor dear has to work so late. I understand he's taking Elaine with him to the theater again tonight. Teddy, your brother Mortimer will be by soon.
Delighted.
We're so happy to see Elaine Mortimer takes to the theater with him.
Well, I must admit, it's a new experience for me, waiting until 3 o'clock in the morning for my daughter to be brought home.
Oh, Mrs. Harper, you don't disapprove of Mortimer.
Well,
We'd feel so guilty if we did. Sister Martha and I mean. Seeing it was here in our home that your daughter met Mortimer.
well, I must admit, Miss Abby, that I've watched the growing intimacy between him and my daughter with some trepidation. And for one reason, Miss Abby.
Oh, you mean his stomach, Mrs. Harper?
His stomach.
His dyspepsia. He's bothered with it so, poor boy.
No, I'll be frank with you, Miss Abby. I'm speaking of your nephew's unfortunate connection with the theater.
The theater? Why, no, Mrs. Harper. Mortimer works for a New York newspaper.
Well, I know, but a dramatic critic is constantly exposed to the theater, and I don't but doubt that they do develop an interest in it.
Well, not Mortimer. You need have no fear of that. Why, Mortimer hates the theater.
Really?
Oh, yes, he writes awful things about it. But you can't blame him, the poor boy. He really likes writing about real estate, which he really knew something about. But then it just made him take this horrible night position.
Oh, my.
Yes, but as he says, the theater can't last much longer anyway, and in the meantime, it's a living. Yes, I think if we give the theater another year or two, perhaps he can. Oh, well, I wonder who that can be. Oh, no, thank you, Teddy. I'll go. Oh, hello, Mr. Brooksy.
Hello, Miss Brewster.
How are you, Mr. O'Hara?
Very well, Miss Brewster.
What news have you brought me?
Colonel, we have nothing to report.
Splendid. Thank you, gentlemen. At ease.
You know Mrs. Harper.
Oh, sure. Hello, Mrs. Harper. We've come for the toys for the Christmas fund.
Yes, of course.
That's a wonderful work you men do, fixing up discarded toys to give poor children a happier Christmas.
It gives us something to do around the station. You get tired of playing cards, and then you start cleaning your gun, and pretty soon you shoot yourself in the foot.
Well, I'll tell you, why don't you go up and get that big box from your Aunt Martha's room? How is Mrs. Brokey today? Mrs. Brokey has been quite ill, Mrs. Harper.
Pneumonia.
I'm sorry to hear it.
John! She's doing better. A little weak still.
Well, I'll get you some beef broth to take to her.
Oh, don't bother, Miss Abby. You've done so much for her already.
It won't take a minute. We just made it this morning. Sister Martha is overtaking some for poor Mr. Bonetsky right now. Sit down and be comfortable, all of you.
She should go to all that trouble. Just try to stop her or her sister from doing something nice. And for nothing, they don't even care how you vote.
When my husband received his call to Brooklyn and we moved next door, I wasn't well. I know that if I've ever known what absolute kindness and generosity are, it's because I've known the Brewster sisters.
Colonel! You promised not to do that.
But I have to call a cabinet meeting to get the release of those supplies.
He used to do that in the middle of the night. The neighbors raised Cain with us. You can say that they're scared of him a little.
Well, he's really quite harmless.
Suppose he does think he's Teddy Roosevelt. There's a lot worse people he could think he was.
Yeah, what a shame. A nice family like that. Patrick Cuckoo.
Well, wasn't Teddy's father, the old girl's brother, some sort of genius? And then his father, Teddy's grandfather. I think I've heard he was crazy too.
Yeah, he was crazy like a fox. But he made $1 million.
Really? Here in Brooklyn?
Yeah, patent medicine. He was some kind of quack. Old Sergeant Evers remembers him. He used the house here as a clinic. Tried him out on people.
Yeah, I hear he made mistakes occasionally too.
The department never bothered him much. He was pretty useful in autopsies, especially poison cases.
Well, whatever he did, he left his daughters fixed for life. Thank God for that.
Not that they ever spent any of it on themselves.
Yes, I'm well acquainted with their charities.
You don't know a tenth of it. When I was at the Missing Persons Bureau, we were tracing this guy that we never did find. Do you know that there's a renting agency with this house on its list for furnished rooms? They don't rent rooms, of course. But I'm sure that anyone who comes here looking for a room probably leaves with a good meal and probably a few dollars in their kit.
It's just their way of digging up some people to do some good to.
Oh, isn't this nice?
Good afternoon, Miss Brewster.
How do you do, Mr. Brophy? Mrs. Harper? Officer O'Hara?
Very well, Miss Brewster. We're here to pick up the toys for the Christmas fund.
Oh, yes. Teddy's Army and Navy. They wear out. They're all packed.
The colonel's upstairs after them. It seems the cabinet has to okay them.
Yes, of course. I hope Mrs. Brophy's better.
She's doing fine. Your sister's getting me some soup to take to her.
Oh, yes, we made it just this morning. I just took some to a poor man who broke ever so many bones.
You're back. How is Mr. Benetsky?
Well, dear, I'm afraid it's pretty serious. The doctor was there. He's going to amputate in the morning.
Can we be present?
No. I asked him, but he said it's against the rules of the hospital.
You couldn't be of any service, and you must spare yourself something.
Yes, well, here's the broth, Mr. Brophy. Be sure it's good and hot.
Yes, ma'am.
This'll be fine. That O'Malley boy is nuts about the soldiers.
That's General Miles. I've retired. What's this, the Oregon?
Teddy, dear, put it back.
But the Oregon was so strong.
Now, Teddy.
No, I've given my word to fighting Bob Evans.
But Teddy...
What's the difference? One kid gets it. Bobby Evans, Izzy Cohen. This'll be fine, ma'am, and thank you very much.
Not at all. Goodbye.
I shall be running along too.
Before you go, Mrs. Harper.
Charge! Charge the blockhouse!
The blockhouse?
The stairs are always San Juan Hill.
Oh. Have you ever tried to persuade him that he wasn't Teddy Roosevelt?
No.
He's so happy being Teddy Roosevelt.
Once, a long time ago, remember, Martha, we thought it might be good for him if he were to be George Washington for a while.
But he just stayed under his bed for days and wouldn't be anybody.
We'd much prefer him to be Mr. Roosevelt than nobody.
Well, if he's happy, and most importantly, you're happy, you'll see that he signs these.
What are they?
Dr. Harper has arranged for Teddy to go to Happy Down Sanitarium after we pass on.
But why should Teddy have to sign the papers now?
If the Lord should take you away unexpectedly, it's better to have it all settled. Perhaps we couldn't convince Teddy to commit himself. That would mean an unpleasant legal procedure. Mr. Witherspoon understands they're to be kept filed until the time comes to use them.
Mr. Witherspoon? Who's he?
He's the superintendent of Happy Down.
Oh, yes. Dr. Harper has arranged for him to stop by tomorrow or the next day to meet Teddy.
I shall be running along, or Elaine will be looking for me.
Give our love to Elaine, and Mrs. Harper, please don't think harshly of Mortimer because he's a dramatic critic. Somebody has to do those things.
Did you just have tea? Isn't it rather late?
Yes, and well, dinner's going to be late, too.
Why?
Teddy, good news for you. You're going to Panama to dig another lock for the canal.
Delighted. I shall prepare for the journey at once. Charge!
While I was out?
Yes, I wasn't sure when you'd be back and when Mrs. Harper was coming for tea.
But all by yourself?
Yes, I got along fine.
Well, I'll run right downstairs and see.
No, there was no time for that. Well, I was all alone.
Well,
Just take a look in the window seat.
Abby, it's Martha.
Oh, it's Elaine. Come in, dear.
I thought Mother was here.
oh, she just this minute left. Didn't you meet her?
No, I took a shortcut through the cemetery. Hasn't Mortimer come yet?
No, not yet, dear.
Well, he asked me to meet him here. Do you mind if I wait?
Not at all.
Come, sit down.
But we really must speak to Mortimer about doing this to you.
Doing what?
But he was brought up to know better. When a gentleman is going to call for a lady, he needs to call for her at her house.
There's something about calling for a girl at a parsonage that discourages any man who doesn't embroider.
Well, he's done it too often. We're going to speak with him.
Please don't. After Mother's idea of the nightlife was to take me to a prayer meeting, it's so wonderful to go to the theater almost every night of my life.
It's comforting to us, too. Because if Mortimer has to see some of those shows he has to see, at least he's sitting next to a minister's daughter.
Oh, Elaine, what you must think. You must not have tea cleared away by this time.
Now, don't you bother with anything in the kitchen until Mortimer gets back, and I'll come in and help. Elaine, Mortimer should be back any minute now.
Yes, but Mother must have been surprised not to find me at home. I'd better run along and say goodnight to her and Father.
Of course, it's a shame you missed her, dear.
If Mortimer comes, you'll tell him I'll be right back, won't you? Oh, hello, Mort.
Hello, Lane. How are you? Hello, Anne Martha.
Abby, Mortimer's here!
You going somewhere, darling?
I was just going home to tell Father not to wait up for me tonight.
Oh, dinner was still being done even in Brooklyn, eh?
Hello, Mortimer.
Oh, hello, Aunt Abby. How are you?
Fine. How are you today, dear?
You looked well. Haven't changed much since yesterday.
My goodness, it was yesterday, wasn't it? We're seeing a great deal of you lately, Mortimer. Well, just come sit down, sit down.
Abby, haven't we something to do in the kitchen? You know, a tea thing.
Oh, yes, of course, the tea things, the tea things. Will you two just make yourselves at home? Just
Make yourselves at home.
Well, can't you take a hint?
No, that was pretty obvious. Total lack of inventiveness, I should say.
Yes, that's exactly what you'd say.
Where do you want to go for dinner tonight?
Oh, I don't care. I'm not very hungry.
Well, I just had breakfast. Supposed to wait until after the show?
But that'll make it pretty late, won't it?
Not with the little stinker we're about to see tonight, darling. From what I've heard, we'll be at Blake's at 10.
Mortimer, you ought to be fair to these plays.
Elaine, are these plays fair to me?
I've never seen you walk out on a musical.
Musical? Elaine, anything goes is in showing tonight. You have to learn the rules, darling. With a play and a musical, there are always 3 changes of title and 4 postponements. They like to do anything, but it needs a lot of work.
Oh, I was hoping it was a musical.
Such a light mind.
Not a bit. Musicals sort of have a humanizing effect on you. I mean, after a serious play, we join the proletariat in the subway, and I listen to a lecture on drama. But after a musical, you take me home in a taxi and you make a few passes.
Whoa. Now that's a very accurate piece of reporting, darling.
Oh, I will admit that after the Bourbon play, you told me I had authentic beauty. And that's a heck of a thing to say to a girl. It wasn't until after our first musical that you told me I had nice legs. And I had, too.
Oh, you have very nice legs, and you smell good. Oh, yes. The ministers down here know a lot about life. Where'd you learn it?
In the choir loft.
I'll explain it to you sometime, darling. The close connection between eroticism and religion.
Religion never gets as high as the choir loft. Which reminds me, I'd better go home and say goodnight to Father.
Never been able to rationalize it.
What?
My falling in love with a girl who lives in Brooklyn.
Did
Did you say falling in love? You are not stooping to be articulate, are you?
If I want to regain my self-respect, I have to keep you in New York.
Did you say keep?
I'm just assuming you're holding on to the legalities, right?
Well, I can afford to be a good girl for quite a few years yet.
Oh, I can't wait that long, darling. When can we be married in a hurry? Say tonight.
I'm afraid Father will insist on officiating.
Oh, God, your father could even make a marriage service on pedestrian.
Are you by any chance writing a review of it?
What? Forgive me, Elaine. It's an occupational disease. You forgive me? Simply forgive. Forgive? I'm going to give that play a good notice.
Oh, now, darling, don't pretend you love me that much.
Be sure to tell Father not to wait up tonight.
I think I'd better tell him to wait up.
Oh, telephone windshield will publish the bands.
Nevertheless,
All right. Everything's formal and legal, but no later than next month, you hear?
darling, I'll talk with Mother and we'll set a date.
No. We have to wait and see what's in her crystal. There'll be a lot of other first nights in October.
Hello, Mortimer.
How are you, Mr. President?
Fully, thank you, just fully. What news have you brought me?
Oh, just this, the country is squarely behind you.
Yes, I know. Isn't it wonderful? Well, goodbye. Goodbye.
Where are you off to, Teddy?
Panama.
Panama's a silly. Takes lots down with the canal.
You're so sweet with him, and he's so fond of you.
Teddy always was my favorite brother.
Favorite? Were there more of you?
Yes, there was another one, Jonathan.
Oh, I've never heard of him before. Your eyes never mentioned him.
No, we don't have to talk about Jonathan. He left Brooklyn at a very early age. A request. He was the type of boy who liked to cut worms in two with his teeth.
Well, whatever became of him?
I don't know. He wanted to become a surgeon like grandfather, but he refused to go to medical school and his practice got him in trouble.
Aren't you two going to be late for the theater?
We're skipping dinner on Abby. Actor will be here for another half an hour.
Oh, well then I'll leave you two together alone again. Don't bother, dear. I had better run home and speak to Father. Before I go out with you, he likes to pray over me a little. I'll be right back. I'll cut to the cemetery.
Elaine, the prayer doesn't take too long to have time to read you beside distilled waters.
Mortimer, that's the first time I've ever heard you quote the Bible. We knew Elaine would be a good influence for you.
Yes. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to marry her.
What? Oh,
Right.
darling!
Yes, not that big of a deal.
Martha, come right in here. I've got the most wonderful news for you. Mortimer and Elaine are going to be married.
Married?
That's right.
Oh,
One hug is enough.
We hope to have it just like her.
Elaine must be the happiest girl in the world.
Happy, just look at her leaping over those gravestones.
What's what, dear?
Statue, that's a horde. Nina Carnina.
Oh, no, dear. That's Emma B. Stout, ascending to heaven.
Oh, Mrs. Stout's left ear. That's a red-crested swallow. I've only seen one of those before in my life.
I don't see how you could be thinking about birds at this time. What with your lady engagements and everything.
It's a vanishing species, you know. Thoreau is very fond of it. Oh, speaking of Thoreau, I left an envelope with my chapters in my book on Thoreau around. You haven't seen it anyway, have you?
Well, if you left it here, it must be here somewhere.
What are your plans? When are you going to be married? There must be something more you can tell us about Elaine.
Elaine? Oh, yes, Elaine. She thought it was brilliant.
What was, dear?
My chapters and my book on Thoreau.
Well, when Elaine gets back, we'll just have to have a little celebration. Martha, isn't there any of that Lady Baltimore cake left?
Yes.
And I'll open a bottle of wine.
Oh, and to think it happened in this very room.
Well, with your fiancé sitting next to you tonight, I do hope the theater will be something you can enjoy for once. Maybe it will be something romantic. But what's the name of it?
Murder Will Out.
Oh, dear.
Tell me about it. The first thing you see when the curtain goes up will be a dead body. Sweet zombie Jesus.
Yes, dear.
You make plans to send Teddy to the sanitarium Happydale, right?
Yes. Mrs. Harper was here today and dropped by the papers for Teddy to sign. Here they are.
Well, he's got to sign them now.
Well, that's what Dr. Harper thinks, and there won't be any legal difficulty with one.
He's got to sign them now, tonight. He's down in the cellar. Go get him.
Well, there's no such hurry as that, dear.
No, he's got to go to Happy Hill now, tonight.
Oh, no, dear. That's not till after we're gone.
No, I tell you, right away.
Mortimer, how can you say such a thing? Why, as long as we're alive, we'll never be separated from Teddy.
Oh, geez, I'm frightfully sorry, but I have some shocking news for you. We've all got to promise and try and keep our heads. Yes. You know, we've sort of humored Teddy over the years because we all thought he was harmless.
Oh, he is harmless.
He was harmless. That's why he's got to go to Happy Hill. Why is to be confined?
Mortimer, why have you suddenly turned against Teddy, your own brother?
Sometime it will be now. Aunties, Teddy's killed a man.
Oh, nonsense, dear.
But there's a log body in the window seat.
Yes, dear, we know.
You know?
Of course, dear, but it has nothing to do with Teddy.
Yes, just forget the whole thing. Forget you ever saw the gentleman.
Forget?
Yes, we never dreamed you'd peek.
But who is he?
Hoskins. His name is Adam Hoskins. That's all I really know about him. Oh, except he's a Methodist.
That's all you know about him. What's he doing here? What happened to him?
He died.
And lots of men just don't get into window seats and die.
No, he died first.
But how?
Mortimer, don't be so inquisitive. Why, the man died because he drank some wine that had poison in it.
Well, how did the poison get in the wine?
Well, we put it in the wine because it's less noticeable. When it's in tea, it has a distinct odor.
You mean you put it in the wine?
Yes, and I put Mr. Hoskins in the window seat because Mr. Harper was coming for tea.
So you knew what you did. You didn't want Mrs. Harper to see the bottle.
Well, not at tea. Now, that wouldn't be very nice. Now, you know the whole thing, so just forget about it. I do think that Sister Martha and I have a right to our own little secrets.
And don't you tell Elaine. Oh, Abby, while I was out, I stopped in to see Mrs. Schultz. She'd like us to take Junior to the movies again.
Yes, we'll have to do that tomorrow or the next day.
Yes, but this time, we're going to go where we want to go. I'm not going to let Junior take us to one of those scary pictures again.
This is happening. Inconceivable only happens in movies. Bad ones. You know, of you? What happened? The city desk, please. Yes. Oh, well, do you know who this is? That's right. Listen, when I left the office, I told you where I was going, remember? Yeah. Well, what did I say? That's right. It takes me about half an hour to get to Brooklyn. What time have you got? That's right. You must be here. Thank you, Alice. Sorry about that. Can Abby and Martha come in here?
Yes.
What are we going to do? What are we going to do?
What are we going to do about
Well,
what?
there's a body in there!
Yes, Mr. Hoskins.
Good heavens, I can't turn you into the police. What am I going to do?
One thing, dear, stop being so excited.
Well, for pity's sake, stop worrying. We told you to forget the whole thing.
Forget? Can you make me understand that something has to be done about this?
Now, Mortimer, behave yourself. You're too old to be flying off the handle like this.
But Mr. Hotchkiss!
Hoskins, dear.
Whatever his name is, you can't leave him in there!
We don't intend to, dear.
Oh, no, Teddy's down right now, digging another lock in the canal.
You mean you're going to bury him in the cellar?
Yes, dear, that's what we did with the others.
Oh no, you can't bury him. Others?
Yes, the other gentleman.
When you say others, you mean others. There's multiple others.
Yes, dear. Now let me see, Abby. This is 11, isn't that right?
Oh, no, dear, this makes 12.
Oh, no, I think you're wrong. This is only 11.
Oh, no, I remember when Mr. Hoskins first came in, it occurred to me that this would make just an even dozen.
Well, I really don't think we should count the first one.
Oh, I was counting the first one, so that makes it 12.
Oh, Al, even how good it is to hear your voice.
Yes, well, anyway, dear, they're all down in the cellar.
Phone! Al, I'm so glad you called because I'm sitting a little Pirandello right now. Oh, that doesn't matter, Al! Listen, you have to get a hold of George. He has to review the play tonight. I can't make it! What? No, Al, you're wrong! I'll tell you about it tomorrow! Oh, really? Well, this is my department and I'm running it. You get a hold of George! Where were we?
No, you have to count the first one, so that makes it 12.
But 12!
Yes, dear. Abby thinks we ought to count the first one, and that makes 12.
All right. Who was the first one?
Mr. Midgley. Yes, he was a Baptist.
I still don't think we should take full credit for the first one because he just died.
What your Aunt Martha means is with no help from us. You see, he came here looking for a room. Sit down, dear.
It was right after you had moved to New York.
It seems so horrible to let a lovely room like that go to waste, and there's so many other people who needed it.
Such a lonely man.
So his kith and kin were dead, left him so forlorn and unhappy.
He felt so sorry.
Yes, and then when his heart attack came, well, he sat dead in that chair. Well, remember, Martha, we decided then and there that if we could help other lonely old men to that same peace, we would.
Dead right in this chair. Fine. Awful for you.
Oh, no, dear. It was rather like old times. Your grandfather always used to have a cadaver or two around the house, and, well, Teddy was down in Panama, busy digging the canal, and he thought Mr. Midgley was a yellow fever victim.
If that meant he had to be buried immediately.
So we all took him down to Panama to bury him in the lawn. Now, that's why we told you not to worry, because we know exactly what's to be done.
This is how this all started, this man walking in here and dropping dead.
Oh, yes, we realized we couldn't depend on that happening again, so...
So, you remember those jars of poison up in Grandfather's old laboratory?
So you know your Aunt Martha's knack for mixing things. You've had enough of her piccalilli.
Well, for 1 gallon of elderberry wine, I take a teaspoonful of arsenic, a half a teaspoonful of strychnine, and then just a pinch of cyanide.
Yes, one of the gentlemen even found time to say how delicious.
Well, I'd better get things started in the kitchen.
Oh, I really wish you could stay for dinner, Mortimer.
I'm trying out a new recipe.
Couldn't eat a thing.
I'll be in a minute, dear, to help. Well, Mortimer, we're really very glad that you know all this now. You have to wait for Elaine, don't you? Oh, how happy you must be. But I'll leave you alone with your thoughts.
Leave me alone. Can't be real. Sweet dream. Definitely real. Wine? Wine? No wine? Why don't I have wine? I drink every day now. No, oh, it's just you.
Don't be cross, darling. Father could see that I was excited, so I told him about us, and that made it hard for me to get away. But listen, darling, he's not going to wait up for me tonight.
Well, that's good. And then listen, I want you to go home and I'll call you up tomorrow, okay?
Tomorrow?
I always call you up every day or two, you know.
But we're going to the theater tonight.
No! I mean, no, we're not.
Well, why not?
Because something's come up now.
What, darling? Mortimer, you've lost your job?
What? Oh, no, good heavens, I have lost my job. I'm just not reviewing the play tonight. I mean, go home, please.
I've just got to know what's happened. Certainly you can tell me.
I can't.
But if we're going to be married...
Married?
Mortimer, have you forgotten that not 15 minutes ago you proposed to me?
Oh! Oh, yes, I did! Well, as far as I know, that's still on. I'm gonna go home!
Now, listen, Mortimer. You can't propose to me one minute and throw me out of the house the next.
Oh, I'm not throwing it in the house, Elaine. I mean, get out of here!
No, I won't get out of here. Not until I've had some kind of explanation.
What? Elaine, no! Hello? Oh, Al. Yes. Oh! Hold on! Well, all right, it's important to make an wait, Cannon. Hold on! Listen, you're a very sweet girl. I love you very much. I'm on my mind right now. So I want you to go home and wait till I call you.
Now, don't try to be masterful.
We're married and have more troubles than faces. You're tedious and uninspired.
Yes, and when we're married, if we're married, I hope I find you adequate.
Here's your makeup. Oh no! Elaine! No! Oh, Al! Al?
Oh, no, dear, that's the doorbell, not the telephone. Oh, hello there. Come in.
I'm sitting in a room, right?
Yes, won't you step in?
Are you the lady at the house?
Yes, I'm Miss Brewster, and this is my sister, another Miss Brewster.
The city desk is.
Yes, won't you sit down?
Al? Silly! Al!
Why don't you sit
What?
down and let's get acquainted?
Sorry, wrong number. That one's too much good if I don't like room.
Well, is Brooklyn your home?
Don't really have a home. I live in hotels. Don't really like it.
Are your family Brooklyn people?
Hello, Al? Hi, listen, I can't review the play tonight. That's all there is to it.
Well,
I can't! What?
Yes, you've come to just the right house.
What's George doing?
Sit down.
I'm muted! Certainly.
What church do you go to?
My department, isn't it?
There's an Episcopal church practically next
Listen,
door.
there must be somebody else around the department.
Presbyterian.
Look,
Used to be. What? Is there always this
Well,
one?
how about the office boy?
Oh, he doesn't live with us.
Right one, the one we don't
I
like?
really like to
Yes.
see the room.
Oh, it's just upstairs.
Well, come on
Why
now!
don't you try a glass more wine
Let me try
before
to
we
fix it.
start up?
Oh, I never touched
Look around.
It's elderberry wine. We make it
I tell you
ourselves.
by the hour, man. Come on!
I haven't tasted elderberry wine since I was a boy. Thank you.
Whoa.
You guys have your own elderberry bushes?
No, but the
I'm not-
cemetery
but I'm
is
starting
full of
now.
them.
Do you serve meals?
We might, but why don't you see if you like our wine first?
Mortimer.
I'm drinking forever. I'm starting today.
Mortimer, not that.
Oh, why? No, why? I quit drinking. Oh, what are you doing here? You get out of here. Yeah, you. You want to be murdered? You want to be killed? You want to be poisoned? Get out of here.
Now you spoiled everything.
You can't do things like that. I'll explain this to you, but not only is it illegal, it's wrong. Not a nice thing to do. People wouldn't understand. He wouldn't understand.
Happy. We shouldn't have told Mortimer.
For God's sakes. What I mean is, this is turning into a very bad habit.
Now, Mortimer, we don't try and stop you from doing things you like to do. I don't see why you should interfere with us.
I'll get back to you. Oh, I'll see you again. What? Oh, all right, I'll cover the first act and pack the hell out of it. But listen, I want you to do something for me. Get a hold of O'Brien. A lawyer, the head of our legal department? Yes. Have him meet me at the theater. No, I'm counting on her now, okay? So don't let me down. I'm starting now. Listen, I have to go to the theater. I can't get out of it. But before I go, you have to promise me something.
Well, we'd have to know what it was first.
Now, you know I love you, and I know you love me, and I'd do anything in the world for you. Right now, I want you to do something for me.
What do you want us to do, dear?
Don't do anything. I mean, don't do anything. Don't let anybody in the house while I'm gone. And leave Mr. Hotchkiss right where he is.
Why?
Because I need time to think. Quite a little to think about. You'll do this for me, won't you?
Well, we were planning to hold services before dinner.
Services?
Of course. You don't think we would bury Mr. Hoskins without a full Methodist service, do you? Why, he was a Methodist.
Well, can't I wait till I get back?
Oh, then you could join us.
Yes!
Oh, you would enjoy the services, Mortimer,
Yes.
especially the hymns. Oh, remember, Martha, how beautifully Mortimer used to sing before his voice changed.
Anyway, you won't let anyone in the house. It's a promise, right?
Well,
Oh, God, Martha, we can go along with him now that he's cooperated with us. Well, all right, Mortimer.
Have you got some paper? I'll try to be quick. There's a man in house.
Yes, here's some stationery, dear. Will this do?
That'll be fine. It'll save time if I write a review on the way to the theater.
goodbye, dear. Mortimer wasn't quite himself today.
It's only natural. I think I know why.
Why?
Oh, he's just become engaged to be married. I think any man would be nervous at that.
Right, I'm so happy for Elaine. Their honeymoon ought to be a real vacation for Mortimer. I don't think he got much rest this summer.
At least he won't be kiting off to China or Spain.
I could never understand why he wanted to go to those places.
I think to Mortimer that the theater has always been pretty small potatoes. I think he needs something bigger to criticize. Something like the human race.
Oh, Anne, if Mortimer's going to join us for the services, we're going to need another hymnal. There's one up in my room.
Oh, dear. It really is my turn to read the services, but since you were here when Mr. Hoskins first came in, I think you can do it this time.
That's very sweet, but are you sure you want
It's only fair.
Well, I think I'll wear my black bombazine. Oh, and Mother's old brooch.
Oh, I'll go, dear.
But we told Mortimer we would let anyone in, remember?
Well, who do you suppose it is?
Two men. And never seen them before.
I'm sure.
There's a car at the curb. They must have come that.
Let me look.
Do you recognize them?
They're strangers to me.
We'll just have to pretend that we're not at home.
Come in, Doctor. This is the home of my youth. As a boy, I couldn't wait to escape from this place. And now I'm glad to escape back into it.
Yeah, it's a fine hideout.
The family must still live here. There's something so unmistakably Brewster about the Brewsters. I hope they have a fatted calf awaiting the return of the prodigal.
Look, Johnny drinks.
As though we were expected. A good omen.
Who are you?
Why, Aunt Abby, it's Jonathan.
You get out of here!
I'm Jonathan, your nephew, Jonathan.
You're not Jonathan. You look nothing like him, so don't pretend you are.
But I am Jonathan. And this is Dr. Einstein.
He's not Dr. Einstein either.
Not Dr. Albert Einstein. Dr. Herman Einstein.
You're not our nephew, Jonathan. Who are you?
I see you're still wearing the lovely garnet ring that Grandma bought you in England. And you want Martha. Still the high collar. To hide the scar where grandfather's acid burned you.
His voice is like Jonathan's.
Have you been in an accident?
No, my face. Dr. Einstein is responsible for that. He's a plastic surgeon. He changes people's faces.
But I've seen that face before. Abby, do you remember when the little Schultz boy took us to the movies and I was so frightened? It was that face!
Easy, Johnny, easy. The last 5 years I gave him 3 new faces. I gave him another one right away. This last face, I saw that picture too, just before I operated. And I was intoxicated.
See, Doctor? You see what you've done to me? Even my own family.
Easy, Johnny. Your home, in this beautiful house. You have no idea how often he speaks of Brooklyn, of this house, of his aunts he loves so very much. You know him. They know you, Johnny. Tell him so.
Well, Jonathan, it's been a long time. What have you been doing?
Yes, where have you been all these years?
Oh, England, South Africa, Australia, the last 5 years in Chicago. Dr. Einstein and I were in business there together.
You were in Chicago for the World's Fair.
Yes. We found Chicago awfully warm.
Yeah, it got hot for us too.
Well, it's great to be home in Brooklyn again. And you, Abby, Martha. You don't look a day older, just as I remember you. Sweet, charming, hospitable. And dear Teddy. Did he ever get into politics? My little brother, Doctor, was determined to become president.
Teddy's fine, and Mortimer's well, too.
I know about Mortimer. I've seen his picture on the head of his column. He's evidently fulfilled all the promise of his early nasty nature.
We're very fond of Mortimer.
Well, Jonathan, it's been very nice to have seen you
Bless
again.
you, Aunt Martha. It's good to be home again.
Well, Martha, we mustn't let what's on the stove boil over.
Yes, if you'll excuse us. Unless you two were in a hurry to get somewhere.
Well, Johnny, where do we go from here? We got to think fast. The police got pictures of that face. I got to operate him right away. We have to find a place for that. And a place for Mr. Spinoza.
Don't waste any worry on that, Matt.
But we got the hot stiff in our
Forgive
hands.
Mr. Spinoza.
But you can't leave a dead body in the rumble seat. Oh, Johnny, you shouldn't have killed him. He was only being kind to us.
He said I looked like Boris Karloff. That's your word, Doc. You did that to me.
Johnny, I operate on was...
Tonight.
Oh, not tonight, Johnny. I'm tired and weak. Maybe we do it... We need to just operate first, right?
Well, Mortimer, it was Jonathan, excuse me. Of course you're...
Don't mistake me as Mortimer.
Well, anyway, we just came in to say thank you for stopping by to say hello, but you were never happy while you were in this home, and well, we were never happy while you were in it.
Aunt Abby! I can't say that your feelings towards me come as a surprise. I've spent a great many hours regretting the many heartaches I must have caused you as a woman.
You You were quite a trial to us, Jonathan.
My great disappointment here is for Dr. Einstein. I promised him no matter how rough we were in passing through Brooklyn, that we'd come here for one of Aunt Martha's home-cooked meals.
I'm afraid there wouldn't be enough.
Abby, it's a pretty good-sized pot.
Pot roast!
I think the least we could do is...
Thank you, Aunt Martha. We'll stay for dinner.
We'll hurry things along.
Yes.
Jonathan, if you'd like to freshen up, you can use the washroom in Grandfather's old laboratory.
Is that still there?
Oh, yes, just the way he left it. Well, we'll start things since we're all in a hurry.
Well, you get the meal anyway.
Grandfather's laboratory. And just as it was, Doctor! A perfect operating room. Why, after you finish with me, we can open up a clinic here. The large ward and attic, 10 beds. Doctor, Brooklyn is crying for your talents.
Oh, Johnny, why get yourself worked up? Besides, for Brooklyn, I think we're a year too late.
You don't know this town, Doctor. Practically everybody in Brooklyn needs a new face.
Yeah, but so many of the old faces are locked up.
The boys in Brooklyn are famous for being generously to stay out of jail.
Johnny, your aunts, they don't want us
Well, we're here, aren't we?
For dinner, and after that?
Leave it to me, Doctor. I'll handle it. Why? This house will be our headquarters for years.
Oh, that would be wonderful. This beautiful house. And your aunts. I love them already. I'll get the bags, yes.
Doctor! We must wait until we're invited.
But you just
We'll
said...
be invited.
And did they...
Doctor! To help us old women.
Oh, I can't wait to be in this house. So peaceful.
That's what makes this house so perfect for us. It's so peaceful. Sure! Yes, aunties. Those 5 years in Chicago were among the busiest and happiest years of my life.
From there we go to South Bend, Indiana.
They wouldn't be interested in our experiences there, Doctor.
Well, Jonathan, you've led a very interesting life, I'm sure, but we really shouldn't have let you talk so late.
My meeting Dr. Einstein, I might say, changed the whole course of my life. You remembered I had been in South Africa, the diamond business, then now Sudan, the diamond market. And I wanted to go back to South Africa, and Dr. Einstein made it possible.
Good job, Johnny. But they take the bandages off. His face looks so different, the nurse had to introduce me.
I love that face. I still carry a picture of it with me.
This looks more the way you used to. I still wouldn't know you.
I think we'll go back to that face, Doctor.
That's safe now.
Well, I'm sure you both want to be getting to where you're going.
My dear aunts, I'm so full of that delicious dinner. I'm unable to move a muscle.
Yeah, it's nice here.
After all, it's very late, and I'm afraid that...
I found it.
What have you found, Teddy?
The story of my life. My biography. Here's the picture I was telling you about, General. Here we are, both of us. President Roosevelt and General Goethals at Caliber Cut. That's me, General, and that's you.
My, how I've changed.
Well, you see, that picture hasn't been taken. We haven't even started work at Caliber Cut. We're still digging rocks. And now, General, we will both go to Panama and inspect the new rock.
No, Teddy, not to Panama.
Well, maybe some other time. Panama's a long way out.
Nonsense, it's just down in the cellar.
The cellar?
We let you dig the Panama Canal in the cellar.
General Goethals, as President of the United States, Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy, and man who gave you this job, I demand you accompany me to the inspection of the new rock.
Teddy, I think it's time you went to bed.
I beg your pardon? Who are you?
I'm Woodrow Wilson now. Go to bed.
No, you're not Wilson, but your face is familiar. Let me see. You're not anyone I know now. Perhaps later, on my hunting trip to Africa. Yes, that's it. You look like someone I might meet in the jungle.
This is your brother Jonathan.
He's had his face changed.
So that's it. A nature figure.
And perhaps you had better go to bed, Teddy. Jonathan and his friend were just about to leave to go back to their hotel.
General Goethals, inspect the canal.
All right, Mr. President, we go to Panama.
Hold it, just hold it. Follow me, General. It's down south.
Well, bon voyage.
And, I must miscorrect your apprehension. You spoke of our hotel. We have no hotel. We came directly. And Martha, this is my home.
You can't stay here, Jonathan. We need our rooms.
Need them?
Yes, for our lodgers.
Are there any lodgers in the house?
Not right now.
Then my room is still free.
Well, there isn't any room for Dr. Einstein.
Share the room with me.
Sorry, Jonathan, you can't stay here.
Dr. Einstein and I need a place to sleep. You remember this afternoon that as a boy, I could be very disagreeable. It wouldn't be very pleasant for any of us.
Perhaps we should let him stay. Just for tonight.
Just for tonight.
No, go get my room ready.
It only needs airing out.
Yes, we keep it ready for our lodgers. I think you and Dr. Einstein will find it very comfortable.
You have a most distinguished guest in, Dr. Einstein. I'm afraid you don't appreciate his skills. But you will. In a few weeks, you'll be seeing me like a very different Jonathan.
He can't operate on you.
When Dr. Einstein and I get organized, when we resume practice,
Forgot to tell you, we're turning grandfather's laboratory into an operating room. We expect to be quite busy.
I would not let you turn this house into a hospital.
A hospital, heavens no, be more of a beauty parlor. Dr. Einstein, my dear uncle invited us to live with them.
Oh, you fixed it?
You'll be sleeping here for tonight.
Now go get my room ready.
Well, look, just for tonight.
When I go downstairs, what do you think I find?
What?
The Panama Canal.
The Panama Canal.
6 feet long, 4 feet wide.
Down there?
It's as though the people who bring Espinazo along. Now that's hospitality.
Rather a good joke on my house. They're living in a house with a body buried in the cellar.
How do we get to meet?
Yes. We can't just bring him into the front door. We'll drive the car up between the house and the cemetery. Then when they've gone to bed, we'll bring Mr. Spinozzo in. Through the window.
Oh, Ed. Just think, Johnny. We have a bed tonight.
You're forgetting, Doctor. You've got an offering tomorrow. And this time you better be sober.
I fix you up beautiful.
And if you don't,
Jonathan, your room is ready.
then you can go to bed. Dr. Einstein and I are bringing the car behind the house.
It's all right where it is until morning.
I don't want to leave it in the street. That might be against the law.
Abby, what are we going to do?
We're not going to let them stay in this house for more than one night, that's for sure. What would the neighbors think? People coming in here with one face and leaving with another.
What are we going to do about Mr. Hoskins?
Mr. Hoskins, it can't be very comfortable for him in there, the poor man. He's been so patient. Well, Teddy will just have to take him downstairs right away.
Abby, I will not invite Jonathan to the funeral services.
No, we'll wait until they've gone to bed and then come down and hold the services.
General Gothos is very pleased. He says the canal is just the right size.
Yes, Teddy found. There's been another yellow fever victim.
Why, this will be a shock to the general.
Then we mustn't tell him about it.
But it is his department.
No, we mustn't tell him. It would just spoil his visit.
I'm sorry, Tabby. He'll have to be told. Army regulations.
No, Teddy, we must keep it a secret.
Yes.
A state secret?
Yes, a state secret.
Promise.
You have the word of the President of the United States. Cross my heart and hope to die. Now, how are we going to keep it a secret?
Well, Teddy, you go back downstairs, and when I turn out the lights, when it's all dark, you come up and take the poor man to Canada.
And we'll come down later and hold services.
You may announce the President will say a few words. Where is the poor devil?
He's in the window seat.
Why, it seems to be spreading. We've never had yellow fever in there before.
I've never seen Mr. Hoskins.
That's right. See, we're up. Well, just come over and take a look. He's very nice looking. For a Methodist.
Bringing the luggage into here.
Jonathan, your room is ready. You can go up now.
I'm afraid we don't keep ripping ours. But you two run along.
Well, you both must be very tired. Well, we don't go to bed this early.
Well, you should. It's time I came home to take care of you.
We weren't planning
And
to
Martha! Did you hear me say go to bed? The instruments go to the laboratory in the morning. Now then, we're all going to bed.
I'll stay down here and wait until everybody's up and then turn off the lights.
Go up the stairs, Doctor. All right, Aunt Abby, turn out the lights.
All right, Jenny.
Doctor, you go around and hand Mr. Spinell's over.
No, he's too heavy for me. You go and push. I stay in the room.
Okay. I'll go inside and look around. When I tap on the glass, you open the window.
All right, Jenny. All right, Johnny. Hang in there. No, that's me, Johnny. Someone at the door. No, you go. I take care of it.
Miss Abby? Miss Martha? Who is it? Is that you, Teddy? Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Elaine Harper. I live next door.
Then what are you doing here?
I came over to see Miss Abby and Miss Martha.
Turn on the lights, Doctor. You chose rather an untimely moment for a social call.
I think you'd better explain what you're doing here.
We happen to live here.
You don't live here. I'm in this house almost every day. I've never seen you here before.
Perhaps we'd better introduce ourselves. This is Dr. Einstein,
Dr. Einstein?
a surgeon of great distinction, and somewhat of a magician.
Oh, and I suppose you are going to tell me you're bored.
I'm Jonathan Brewster.
Oh, so you're Jonathan.
I see you've heard of me.
Yes, just
And
that
what do they say about me?
Just that there was another brother, Jonathan. That's all that was said. Well, that explains everything. Now that I know who you are, I'll be running along.
That explains everything? Just what did you mean by that? Why did you come here at this time of the night?
I thought I saw someone prowling around the house. I suppose that was you.
Thought you saw someone prowling around the house?
Yes? Weren't you outside? Isn't that your car?
You saw someone at the car?
Yes?
What else did you see?
Just that.
What else did you see?
Just that. That's all. That's why I came over here. I wanted to tell Miss Abby to call the police. But since it was you and that's your car, I don't need to bother Miss Abby. I'll be running along.
What was the man doing at the car?
I don't know. You see, I was on my way.
I think you're lying.
I think she tells the truth, Johnny.
I think she's lying. Breaking into a house this time of night. I think she's dangerous. She shouldn't be allowed around loose.
Take your hands off!
Doctor!
It's going to be a private funeral.
Teddy, tell these men who I am.
Why, that's my daughter, Alice.
No, Teddy.
Doctor, your handkerchief.
Ah!
We caught a burglar, a sneaky. Go back to your room.
We'll call
We call the police. We'll handle it. Go back to your room. Do you hear me?
Mortimer, where have you been?
Well, the door remains theater, and I should have known about it. Whoa! Whoa! I'm still there!
This is your brother Jonathan, and this is Dr. Einstein.
All right, I know this isn't a nightmare, but what is it?
I've come back home, Mortimer.
Who did you say this was?
It's your brother Jonathan. He's had his face changed, and Dr. Einstein performed the operation.
Jonathan, you always were a terror, but did you have to look like one?
Easy, Johnny, easy.
Mortimer, have you forgot the things I used to do to you when we were boys? Remember the time you were tied to the bedpost? The needles on your fingernails.
Oh my God, it is Jonathan. Yes, I remember. I remember the most vicious, venomous, detestable form of animal life I know.
Now don't you two boys start quarreling the minute you've seen each other.
We're already fighting. Jonathan, you guys wanted to get out.
Dr. Einstein and I have been invited to stay.
Oh, not in this house.
Just for tonight, dear.
I don't want them anywhere near me.
Well, we did invite them to stay, and it wouldn't be very nice of us to go back on our word.
Oh, all right. But in the morning, both of you, out. Where are they sleeping?
We put them in Jonathan's old room.
That's my old room. I'm staying in that room. In fact, I'm here to stay.
Oh, Mortimer, I'm so glad.
It's all right, Johnny. We sleep down here tonight.
You know, you mentioned to sleep down here.
You sleep on the sofa, and I sleep on the window seat.
Window seat? Oh, no, I can sleep in the window seat, and the window seat's good enough for me. I'll sleep in the window seat.
Johnny, how this arguing reminds me of Mr. Spinell's room.
Spinelli. Well, now, Mortimer, it really isn't necessary to inconvenience you like this. We'll sleep down here.
Jonathan, your sudden consideration for me is very interesting.
It's all right. We pack out the room now.
Don't bother, Doctor.
By the way, Doctor, I've completely lost track of Mr. Spinelli.
All right, who's the Spinozzo character?
Just a friend of ours. Johnny's lost track of.
Oh, yeah? Well, don't bring anybody else in here.
It's all right, Johnny. When we pack, I'll tell you all about it.
Mortimer, you don't have to sleep down here. I can move in with Martha, and you can take mine.
It's all right, Aunt Abby. In a few minutes, we'll be packed. And then you can have your room, Mortimer.
You're wasting your time. I told you I'm sleeping down here.
Mortimer!
What's the matter now, darling?
I've almost been killed.
What? Abby and Martha!
No, it was Jonathan.
You mistook her for a sneak thief. No, it was more than that. He's some kind of maniac. Mortimer, I'm afraid.
Oh, darling, you're trembling. You sit down. Quick, sit down. Have you got any smelling salts?
No, but maybe some hot tea or coffee.
Coffee! Get some for me, too. And some sandwiches. I haven't had dinner yet.
Well, I'll make something for the both of you.
Martha, we can leave our hats down here now.
You two going somewhere? What time it is? It's after 12. Home! 12! Elaine, you've got to go home!
What? No, she doesn't. We said we'd make sandwiches for the both of you. We won't be a minute.
Yes, don't you remember? We're going to celebrate your engagement.
Oh, yes,
That's what we'll do. We'll make a nice supper for the both of you. And open a bottle of wine.
Oh, no wine! No wine! Quit drinking.
Mortimer, what's going on in this house?
Oh, what do you mean what's going on in this house?
You were supposed to take me to dinner in the theater. You called it off. You asked me to marry you. I said yes, and 5 minutes later you tried to throw me out of the house. Tonight, just after your brother tries to strangle me, you try to chase me home. Now listen, Mr. Brewster, before I go home, I just got to know where I stand. Do you love me?
Elaine, of course I love you. In fact, I love you so much I can't marry you.
Have you suddenly gone crazy?
I don't think so, but it's a matter of time. Elaine, listen, insanity runs in my family. In fact, it practically gallops. Which is why I can't marry you, darling.
Wait a minute, Mortimer, you've got to do better than that.
No. There's a strange taint in the Brewster blood. If you knew my family half as well as I did, it'd be as if Steinberg had written Hell's above me.
Now, Mortimer, just because Teddy's a little crazy...
No. It goes way back to the first Brewster, the one who came over in the Mayflower. Remember when the Indians used to scalp the Pilgrims? He scalped the Indians!
Mortimer, that's ancient history.
No, for example, my grandfather, he tried out his patent medicine on dead people to make sure the medicines wouldn't kill them.
He's not so crazy. He made $1 million.
Jonathan, you yourself said he was a maniac. He tried to kill you, Jonathan.
But he's your brother, not you. I love you.
Listen, Teddy, you know Teddy Elaine. He thinks he's Roosevelt. You know Brewster should ever marry. realize now that I let my father and time try to stop me.
Oh, Mortimer, all this doesn't prove you're crazy. Just look at your aunts. They're Brewsters, aren't they? And the sweetest, sanest people I've ever known. But such wonderful peculiarities. Kindness, generosity, human Mortimer, there are plenty of others. You can't tell me anything about your aunt.
Oh, listen, something's come up, Elaine. You have to go home.
Up from where? We're here alone together.
I know I'm acting a little irrational, Elaine, but just put it to the fact that I'm a mad Brewster.
You think you're going to get out of this by pretending you're insane. You're crazy.
What?
Maybe you're not going to marry me, but I'm going to marry you. I love you, you dope.
What? If you love me so much, Elaine, now get the hell out of here.
Mortimer, will you at least walk me home? I'm afraid.
Afraid of what? A little walk through the cemetery? Come on.
Mortimer, will you at least kiss me goodnight?
Of course. Okay, I'll call you up tomorrow. Go.
You critic!
And your father. Yes! On Abby and Mother, come in here.
We'll be in a minute, dear.
Come in here now.
What is it, dear?
I thought I told you not to let anyone in the house while I was gone.
Well, Jonathan just...
I don't mean Jonathan.
Well, Dr. Einstein was...
And not Dr. Einstein. Who is that in the window seat?
Well, that's Mr. Hoskins. We've already told you that, of course.
This is not Mr. Hoskins.
Well, who can that be?
What are you talking about?
Who is he? I don't know who he is. I've never seen him before.
But you admitted you put Mr. Hoskins in there.
Well, yes, I did.
Well, you couldn't have gotten the idea from Mr. Hoskins.
Of course not.
Wait. Where is Mr. Hoskins?
He must have gone down to Panama.
Oh, you buried him.
Oh, no, not yet. We haven't had a minute with Jonathan in the house. My, we've always wanted to hold a double funeral. But I will not read services over a total stranger.
Stranger, you admitted there are 12 men in your basement and you poisoned all of them.
Yes, I did. You don't think I would stoop to tell a fib?
That makes no sense.
Martha!
Oh, Mortimer, I'd like to have a word with you.
Oh, yes? Well, the words are all I have time for, Jonathan, because I've decided that you and your doctor Vendetta get out of this house as quick as possible.
I'm glad you realize the fact that you and I cannot live underneath the same roof. But you arrived at the wrong solution. Take your suitcase and get out!
Jonathan, you're beginning to bore me.
My dear Mortimer, just because you've graduated from the backbench to the typewriter, don't think you've grown up. I'm staying and you're leaving, and I mean now.
You think I could be
I've lived a strange life, Mortimer, but it's taught me one thing. To be afraid of nothing.
Now, Martha, you just come along in this window seat.
Let me know! Jonathan, why do we let in Martha seats in the window seat? And Abby, I owe you an apology. Sorry. I have very good news for both of you. Jonathan's leaving. He's taking Dr. Einstein and his cold companion with him. Jonathan, my brother, you're a Bruce. Just why are you giving him a chance to get out? Take all the evidence with you. What can you ask? All right, guess I'll just have to call the police.
Don't reach for that phone. Are you still giving me orders after what's happened to Mr. Spinalzo?
Spinalzo.
What happened to Mr. Spinalzo can happen to you too.
Hello, Miss Anne.
Officer O'Hara, is there something I can do for you?
Oh, I saw your lights on and thought there might be sickness in the house. Oh, you've got company. I'm sorry to disturb you.
No. Come in, please.
Yes, come in.
Come right in, Officer O'Hara. This is our nephew, Mortimer.
Pleased to meet you.
And this is our other nephew, Jonathan.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. Well, it must be nice having your nephews visiting you. Are they going to stay long?
I'm staying. My brother Jonathan's just leaving.
Have I seen you before?
Not. He hasn't been home in years.
He certainly reminds me of somebody. Maybe I've seen a picture of him somewhere.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Jonathan, we haven't got much time. Your old suitcases are packed anyway, aren't they?
Then you'll be wanting to say your goodbyes. I'll just be running over.
Oh, what's the rush here? My brother's about to leave. Just stay till he leaves.
I just came to make sure everything was all right.
Oh, well, we're about to have a cup of coffee. You can join us, can't you?
Yes, I forgot the coffee.
And I'll make some sandwiches. I ought to know your appetite by this time, Officer O'Hara.
Oh, don't bother, Miss Martha. I have to bring in the office.
Oh, come on, man. You can have a cup of coffee with us. Just stay to my brother. Sit down,
Your brother. Are you sure I haven't seen a photograph of him somewhere?
I don't think so.
He certainly reminds me of somebody.
Maybe you've seen him in the movies somewhere.
Oh, I never go to the movies. I hate them. My mother says the movies are bad for her.
Oh, yes, it's full of Elizabeth. Your mother said that.
Yeah, she was an actress. A stage actress. Maybe you've heard of her Peaches and Tour?
Well, I might have seen her name in the program somewhere. I don't know what she played.
Well, her big hit was Mutt and Jeff. She played it for 3 years. I was born on tour the 3rd season.
Oh, you were?
Yep, Sioux City, Iowa. I was born at the end of the 2nd act in my mother's dressing room, and Mother made the finale.
What a trooper, eh? There must be some stories of that mother of yours. You know what, I write about theater.
You do? Say, you're not Mortimer Brewster, the dramatic critic?
Well, yeah.
Say, I really am glad to meet you. You know, Mr. Brewster, you and I are in the same line of business.
Well, we are, eh?
Yeah, I'm a playwright. Oh, this being on the police force is just temporary.
How long have you been in the force?
12 years. I'm collecting material for a play.
You must be quite a honey, eh?
Well, it should be with all the drama I've been seeing as a cop. Mr. Brewster, you have no idea what goes on in Cleveland.
I think I have.
Do you know what time it is?
10 after 1.
Is it that late? I'm gonna go.
What? O'Hara! Well, on that plan of yours, I might be able to help you.
You would? Yes. Say, it was my fate walking in here tonight. Come on, sit down. I'll tell you the plot.
No. Oh, you're leaving, eh? We haven't got much time, you know.
Everything's just about ready. You're leaving now, Jonathan. Well, goodbye. Goodbye, Dr. Einstein. But doesn't this case belong to you, Jonathan?
Yes, Jonathan, you wouldn't want to leave without all your things. Oh, here, listen, it was great talking to you. We'll talk about your place some other time. My brother's about to leave, please.
Oh, I'm not leaving now, Mr. Why not? You just offered to help me write my play, didn't you? You and I are going to write my play together.
Please, O'Hara, I'm not a creative writer.
Oh, I'll do the creating. You just have to put the words in.
O'Hara, please.
No, sir, Mr. Brewster. I'm not leaving this house until I tell you the plot.
In that case, we'll be running along.
Whoa, don't you try that. You can't leave without everything, you know. O'Hara, please, you have to leave.
I can wait. What? I've been waiting for 12 years.
I'm sorry I was so long.
Well, don't bring those in here! Sorry. O'Hara, would you join us to fight in the kitchen?
The kitchen?
Jonathan's leaving.
Oh, well, that's nice. Come along, Officer O'Hara.
You sure you don't mind eating in the kitchen?
And where else would you eat?
Well, Jonathan, it was nice to have seen you again.
Jonathan, I'm glad you came back to Brooklyn because it gives me a chance to throw you out. And the first one out's your boyfriend, Mr. Spinoza.
We can talk in here, Mr. Brewster.
I'm coming right out, O'Hara!
Might have known you'd grow up the right and play with a policeman.
You two get out of here. All 3 of you get out.
Doctor, this affair between me and my brother has got to be settled.
Johnny, your brother, he gives us a chance to get away. What more can you ask?
You don't understand. This affair between us goes back a great many years.
Johnny, let's get going.
We're not going. We're going to sleep right here tonight.
With the cop in the kitchen and Spinoza on the windows.
That's all he's got on us. We'll take Spinoza down and dump him in the bay and come back here. Then if he tries to interfere...
Now, Johnny.
Doctor, you know I make up my mind.
Now when you make up your mind, you lose your head.
Doctor!
All right. We stick together. One day we get stuck together. If we're coming back, should we take the cases with us?
No. Leave them here. Hide them in the cellar. Move fast. Spinoza can go out the same way he came in. What's the matter, Doctor?
You know that hole in the cellar?
Yeah?
That's an ace in the hole. Come on.
You gotta be kidding me. This man never listens to me. Jonathan! Jonathan! Jonathan!
Yes, Mortimer.
What? Why are you still here? I thought I told you to leave.
We're not going.
Oh, Oh, you're not? You don't think I'm serious about this, do you? Well, Harry, see what's in the window seat?
We're staying here.
Oh, where do you ask for? This between you and Eleanor at the same time. O'Hara, come in here!
Tell O'Hara what's in the window seat. I'll tell him what's in the cellar.
What? The cellar?
There's an elderly gentleman down there who seems to be very dead.
What were you two doing in the cellar?
What's he doing in the cellar?
No thanks, ma'am. They were fine. I've had plenty.
Now, what are you going to tell O'Hara?
Mr. Brewster, your aunts want to hear the story too. Should I bring him in here?
We don't have time for that, O'Hara. Gathering in!
Oh, to hell with bringing in. I'll just get your aunts in here and
So now with all these people around, please, we'll meet someplace else quiet, alone.
How about the back room at Kelly's?
Fine! I meet you at Kelly's, but first you're gathering in!
Why don't you two go down to the cellar?
That works for me.
No. I'll meet you at Kelly's, but just going in! Please!
All right, that'll only take a couple of minutes.
All right, I'll dish this guy and be back in 5 minutes. Return, I expect to find both of you gone. Wait for it.
We'll wait for him, Doctor. I've waited a great many years for an opportunity like this.
Why did he look guilty?
Take the bags back up to the room, Doctor.
He's gone. We thought we heard somebody leave.
Just Mortimer, and he'll be back in a few minutes. My dear aunts, is there any food left in the kitchen? I believe Dr. Einstein and I would enjoy a bite.
But you won't have time.
Oh, if you're still here when Mortimer gets back, he won't like it.
He'll like it. He's got to like
Get
it.
something for us while we bury Mr. Spinazzo in the cellar.
Oh, no!
He can't stay here. He has to go with you,
There's
Jonathan.
a friend of Mortimer's downstairs waiting for him.
Friend of Mortimer's?
He and Mr. Spinazzo get along fine together. They're both dead.
He must mean Mr. Hoskins.
Mr. Hoskins.
You know what's downstairs?
Of course we do, but he's no friend of Mortimer's. Why, he's one of our gentlemen.
Your gentleman?
Yes, and we will not have strangers buried in our cellar.
But Mr. Hoskins?
Mr. Hoskins is not a stranger.
And anyway, the cellar's crowded already.
Crowded with what?
Well, there's 12 graves down there now.
12 graves?
Yes, and well, that leaves very little room, and we're going to need it.
You mean you and Aunt Martha have murdered them?
Murdered? Why, no.
What we've been doing is a mercy.
Yes, so you just take your Mr. Spinazzo and get out of here.
You've done that here in this house and buried them down there?
Johnny, we've been chased around the world, and they sit right here, and they do just as good as you do.
What?
They got 12, and you got 12.
I got 13.
Oh, no, Johnny.
13! There's Mr. Spinazzo, the first one in London. 2 in Johannesburg, 1 in Sydney, 1 in Melbourne, 2 in San Francisco, 1 in Phoenix, at the filling station.
Oh, all right.
3 in Chicago, and 1 in South Bend.
You can't count the one in South Bend. He died of pneumonia.
He wouldn't have gotten pneumonia if I hadn't shot him.
No, Johnny, he doesn't count.
He counts with me, I say 13.
No, Johnny. You got 12, and they got 12. They are just as good as you.
Oh, they are they? Well then, that's easily taken care of. Because all I need is 1 more. Just 1 more.
Oh, here I am!
it's left him very lonely.
Come along, Martha.
No, you can't go. I won't let you. You can't leave the house and have Judge Coleman over to tea.
You're not going to do something about Mr. Spinazzo, then we are.
I am going to do something, but we might have to call the police. But if we do, I want to be ready for it.
You've got to get Jonathan out of this house.
And Mr. Spinazzo, too.
Don't let me do this my own way. I have to see Teddy first.
If they're not out of this house by morning, we're calling the police.
Oh, they'll be out. I promise you that. For God's sakes, will you take off those clothes? You look like Judith Anderson.
Well, it's a relief, isn't it, Abby?
Yes, if Mortimer's really going to do something, it just means that Jonathan's going to a lot of unnecessary trouble. We better tell him. Yes. Oh, Jonathan, you might as well stop what you're doing.
It's all done. Did I hear from Mortimer?
Well, then it will just have to be undone. If you're all going to be out of this house by Mortimer's promise.
Oh, we are we? Well then, in that case, you and Aunt Martha can go to bed and have a pleasant night's sleep.
Yes, come along, Abby.
Good night, aunties.
Not good night, Jonathan. Goodbye. By the time we get up in the morning, you'll be gone. Mortimer's promise.
And he has a way of doing it, too.
Then Mortimer is back.
Oh, yes, he's up here talking to Teddy.
Goodbye, Jonathan.
Goodbye, Jonathan.
Perhaps you better say goodbye to Mortimer.
You'll be seeing Mortimer.
Yes, I'll be seeing Mortimer.
That's that. It's all fixed, smooth as a lake. Nobody ever know that down there. Oh, 48 hours without sleep. That had to be a good night. Come, Johnny.
You're forgetting, Doctor.
What?
My brother Mortimer.
Oh, Johnny, not tonight. Get him tomorrow or the next.
No, tonight, now.
We got to operate tomorrow.
Yes, Doctor, you're operating tomorrow. But tonight, we take care of Mortimer.
Johnny.
Doctor, you know what I'd make up my mind.
I know that, Luke.
It's a little late to solve a relationship, isn't it, Doctor?
All right. But we do the quick twist like a nun.
No, Doctor. I think this calls for something very special. Perhaps the Melbourne method.
Not the Melbourne method. 2 hours. And what? In the end, the fellow in Melbourne was just as dead as the fellow in London.
We had to work too fast in London. There was no aesthetic satisfaction. But in Melbourne, there's something to remember.
Oh, I wish I didn't. Oh, Johnny. Not Melbourne. Not me.
Yes, Doctor, get your instruments.
No.
Where are they?
I won't tell you.
Oh, yes, you hid them in the cellar. Where?
I won't say.
I'll find them, Doctor.
Mr. President, no! Don't do that.
But I have to call a cabinet meeting to sign this proclamation.
This must be a secret.
A secret proclamation? How would you?
Japan mustn't know until it's signed.
Japan, those yellow devils, I'll sign it right away.
Yes, let's go inside.
You wait here. A secret proclamation must be signed in secret.
But at once.
I'll have to put on my signing clothes first.
Go do that.
You go now.
Oh, please, Dr. Asano. Waiting for something important, something really important.
Oh, please, you must leave.
I have nothing against you, man. You seem like a really nice guy, but just get out of this house and get as far away as possible.
Trouble, yeah, you get out.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
I'm warning you. Get out of here.
Things are going to start popping around here any minute.
Listen, Johnny's in a bad mood. He's like this. Things happen. Things.
Jonathan doesn't bother me anymore.
Kimmel, don't those plays you want to teach you anything?
About what?
Well, these people in those plays act like they got sense. It's more than you do.
Oh, you think so, too? You think people in plays act intelligently? I wish you had to sit through some of the plays I've had to sit through, Dr. Einstein. For instance, there's this man, he's supposed to be bright. In the play I saw tonight, he knows he's in the house with a bunch of murderers, he knows he's in danger. He's even been warned to get out. But does he go? No, he stays there. How's that something an intelligent person would do, Dr. Einstein?
They're asking me.
He didn't have the sense to be frightened, to be on guard. For instance, the murderer's inviting him to sit down.
You mean, won't you sit down?
Believe it or not, I was in there too.
And what did he do?
He sat down. So there he sits just waiting to be trussed up. And what do you think they tie him up with?
What?
A curtain cord.
Well, why not? Very convenient.
A little too convenient. And the playwright's going to use imagination. Curtain cord, come on.
So he didn't see him get it?
See him? He sat there with his back to him the whole time. Dr. Einstein, this is what I have to sit through night after night after night. And they say the critics are killing the theater. No siree, Bob. Playwrights killing the theaters. Makes me mad. No, sorry, I get worked up sometimes. So there he sits, waiting to be trusted. Yeah. What? What are you doing?
You're right about that, fella. It's very bright.
Now, Mortimer, if you don't mind, we'll finish the story. I've been away for nearly 20 years now, Mortimer, but never once in all that time, my dear brother, were you out of my mind. And not more than one night I dreamt of you. When I landed in San Francisco, I felt a strange satisfaction. Once more, I was in the same country with you. Now, Doctor, we go to work.
Please, Johnny, for me to quick.
No, Doctor, this must really be an artistic achievement. After all, we're performing before a very distinguished crowd.
Johnny.
Doctor!
All right, we get it over with.
All ready for you, Doctor.
I got to have a drink, Johnny.
Pull yourself together, Doctor.
No, I got to have a drink. Everyone came here. There was wine on the table. Where did they put that? Oh, kitties. Glasses. Hold on, Johnny. We both need drink. That's all there is. Well, I split it. Split it all. I don't need drink. That'd be fun.
Doctor, 1 minute, please, where I hear matters. Yes, Mortimer, now I realize it's you who brought me back to Brooklyn. Doctor, to my dear dead brother. What an idiot! He goes next, that's all!
Just no, he doesn't want to.
We get to Teddy later.
We don't get to him that door. No.
No, we've got to work fast.
Quickly?
Yes, Doctor, but quickly.
Colonel, you got him for blowing that bugle.
All right, officer, it won't happen again.
We promised the neighbors you wouldn't do that anymore.
We've taken the bugle away from him. Good night.
I better talk to him myself. Where are the lights?
Hey! You stood me up! I waited an hour at Kelly's for you. What happened to him?
He was explaining the play he saw tonight. That's how
Did they have that in the play you saw tonight? They practically stole that from the second act of my play. Why, my second act... No. I'd better start at the beginning.
No!
It opens in my mother's dressing room, a place where I'm born and only have enough for. So she's sitting there, putting on her makeup, when all of a sudden, a man with a black mustache rushes into the room, points at my mother and says, "Miss Latour, will you marry me?" He doesn't know that she's pregnant. Lying across the table with her lingerie. The guy standing over with a hatchet. I'm typing to her just like you are. The place is an inferno of flames. It's on fire. When all of a sudden, In through the window comes Mel Guardia. Hey, go easy on that wine. Remember who paid for it.
I'm listening, ain't I?
How do you like it so far?
The wine's pretty good. Oh, but the story put Johnny to sleep. Hey, Johnny. Get it?
Leave him alone. If he doesn't have any more interest in that, he doesn't get it. Okay. What was it?
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, it's 3 days later, and I've been transferred, and I'm under 3 charges, but all of a sudden, somebody stole my pants. I gotta get that guy. So, I'm walking my feet on Staten Island, 46th Precinct, but all of a sudden I realize that the guy I'm following is really following me. Don't let anybody in! So, I figure out smarting. There's this vacant house on the corner, and I go in.
It's cops.
I stand there in the dark and I see the door handle turn.
Johnny, it's cops.
I bring out my gun, brace myself against the wall, and I say, come in! Oh, hey guys, what do you know? Oh, this is Mortimer Brewster. He's gonna write my play with me. I'm just telling him the story.
Did you have to tie him up to make him listen? Joe, you better report it at the station. The whole force is out looking for you.
Did they send you here for me?
We didn't know you were here. We came to warn the old ladies. Well, the colonel blew the bugle in the middle of the night.
And the way the neighbors have been calling in about it, I think the Germans dropped a bomb on Flatbush Avenue.
Lieutenant's on the warpath. He says the colonel's got to be put away someplace.
Yes, he does. Most definitely.
Mr. Brewster, I gotta go. So I'm just gonna run through the third act real quick.
Get away from me. Say, you know what time it is? It's after 8 o'clock in the morning.
It is? Mr. Brewster, those first 2 acts run a little long. But I don't see anything we can cut out.
You can leave it all out. Who is this guy? What? Who is this guy? It's my brother. The one that ran away? So he came back? Yeah, he came back. Give me Matt. This is Brophy. We better let the station know we found you, Joe. Mac? Yeah, tell Lieutenant he can call up the big manhunt. Yeah, we found him in the Brewster house. Should we bring him in? Okay, we'll hold him right here. Lieutenant's on his way over.
So I've been turned in, eh? All right, got me. And I suppose you and that stool pigeon brother of mine are gonna split the reward.
Reward?
No, I have since turned into new. You think my aunts are sweet, charming old ladies, don't you? Well, there are 13 bodies buried in the cellar.
Hey, Mr. President! Hey, be careful what you're saying about those old ladies. They happen to be friends of ours.
13 bodies, I'll show you, I'll prove it to you. Come with me to the cellar.
Wait a minute.
13 bodies, don't you want to see what's in the cellar?
Maybe you should go down to the cellar with him, eh?
I'm not sure I want to be in the cellar with him. Look at that puss. Looks like Boris Karloff.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Well, what do you know about them? Come in!
What are you men doing here? I said I was going to handle this.
Well, sir, we was just about to...
What happened? Did he put up a fight? This ain't the guy that blows the bugle. He tried to kill Klein.
All I say is he looked like Boris Karloff.
Good, turn him over.
We kind of think he's wanted somewhere.
Oh, you kind of think he's wanted somewhere. You guys don't read the flyers that hang up around the station. At least you could read through detective. Of course he's wanted. In Indiana. He escaped from the prison of the criminal insane. He's a lifer. For God's sakes, that's how he was described. He looks like Karloff.
Was there a reward mentioned?
Yeah, and I'm claiming.
He was trying to get us to go down to the cellar.
Said there were 13 bodies buried down there.
13 bodies buried in the cellar. And that didn't tip you off that this guy came out with a nut.
I thought all along you talked kind of crazy.
Oh, it's Shakespeare. Where have you been all week? And you needn't bother to tell me.
I've been right here, sir. Writing my play with Mortimer Brewster.
Oh, yeah? We're going to have plenty of time to finish that play now. You're suspended. Now get back and report in.
Can I come over sometime and use the station typewriter?
No! Get out of here! Take this guy somewhere else and see if you can bring him to. See what you can find out about his accomplice. The guy that helped him escape. He's wanted too. No wonder Brooklyn's the shape it's in. I'm glad I'd like you on the force. Believe in that story. 13 bodies.
But there are 13 bodies in the cellar.
Who are you?
I'm President Roosevelt.
What the hell is this?
It's the guy that blows the bugle. Morning, Colonel.
Well, you're going to last bugle now, Colonel.
Dear me, another yellow fever victim? All the bodies in the cellar are yellow fever victims.
No, Colonel. This is a spy we caught in the White House.
You get that guy out of here.
If there's any questioning of spies, that's my department.
Keep out of this.
You're forgetting. As President of the United States, I'm also head of the Secret Service.
Captain, I'm Mortimer Brewster.
Are you sure?
Listen, I want to talk to you about Kenny. One of the blue people.
I'm not going to talk about that now, Mr. Brewster. He's got to be put away.
Oh, I quite agree with you. And in fact, I went to Dr. Gilchrist and I got the commitment papers signed. Teddy signed here and I signed his next of kin.
Where's he going?
Happy Dad!
All right, I don't care where he goes, as long as he goes.
He's going all right. And let me assure you, everything that's happened around here, Teddy's responsible. And those 13 bodies in the cellar?
Yeah, those 13 bodies in the cellar. Enough the neighbors are all afraid of him. And disturbing the peace of that bugle is. Can you imagine what happened if the story about 13 bodies in the cellar got around? Oh, and now, he's starting a yellow fever scare. Cute, ain't it?
13 bodies. Who believe a story like that, right?
Well, you just can't tell. Some people are just dumb enough. A year ago, some guy over in Greenpoint starts a murder rumor. I had to dig up half a neighborhood just to prove that it wasn't.
Sorry, hold it.
Good morning, Mortimer.
Good morning, Elaine.
This is Mr. Witherspoon. He's come to meet Teddy.
Meet Teddy.
Mr. Witherspoon, the superintendent of Happy.
Oh, how do you do? Please come in. Hi, this is Captain.
Lieutenant Rooney. Glad you're here, Super. Just coming back to today. Today?
Not today.
Listen, Elaine, I've got a lot of business to attend to, so I want you to go home, okay? Elaine?
I had no idea it was this immediate.
The papers are all signed, and he's going today.
Complete insubordination. You men will find out I'm no mollycoddle. When the President of the United States is treated like that, what is this country coming to?
There's your man.
Just a minute. Mr. President, I have very good news for you. The term of office is over.
Is this March the 4th? Let me see. Oh, yes. Now I go on my hunting trip to Africa. Well, I must get started immediately. Is he trying to move into the White House before I've moved out? Who, Teddy? Taft.
This is not Mr. Taft. This is Mr. Rooney. And this is Mr. Witherspoon. He'll be your guide to Africa.
Bully, just bully. When the safari comes, tell them to wait. I need to go upstairs and get my equipment. Goodbye, Aunt Debbie. Goodbye, Aunt Martha. I'm on my way to Africa. Isn't it wonderful? Oh!
Good morning, darlings.
We have visitors.
This is Lieutenant Rooney.
Lieutenant Rooney. Why, you don't look like the bus budget the policemen say you are.
Lieutenant's here because Teddy blew his bugle again last night.
Oh, yes, we were going to talk to Teddy about that.
I'm afraid it's a little more serious than that, Mr.
This is Mr. Witherspoon.
Yes.
He's the superintendent of Happydale.
Mr. Witherspoon, how do you do?
You come to meet Teddy.
He's come to take Teddy.
What?
They want Teddy to go there today.
Oh, no.
Not while we're alive.
Sorry, Miss Brewster, but it has to be done. Sign the papers. He's going with the superintendent.
We won't permit it. We promised to take up the bugle away from him.
We won't be separated from Teddy.
I'm sorry, ladies, but the law's the law. He's committed himself, and he's going.
Well, if he goes, then we're going with him.
Yes, you'll just have to take us too.
Well, why not, right? It's a good idea.
That's sweet of them to want to, but it's impossible. You can't take sane people in that deal.
Oh, Mr. Witherspoon, if you let us live there with Teddy, we'll see that Happy Dale is in our will, and for a very generous amount.
Well, the Lord knows we could use the money. But I'm afraid...
Now, let's be sensible about this, ladies. For instance, here I am risking my money, and I still have serious work to do. You do know there are still bodies. Peace out, Brooklyn.
Oh, are there, all right?
And it's not just the bugle blowing, disturbing the peace, but it would only get worse. Sooner or later, we'd have to go to the trouble of digging up your cellar.
Our cellar?
Your nephew spread some rumor about 13 bodies buried in your cellar.
Oh, but there are 13 bodies in our cellar.
If you think that's why Teddy has to go, you come right downstairs and see. We'll prove it to you.
Yes, there's one Mr. Spinello who doesn't belong there, and we'll have to leave. But, well, the other 12 are our gentlemen.
I don't think the lieutenant wants to go down in the cellars, only telling me. Last year he had to dig up a half an acre lot of shed.
That's right.
Well, you wouldn't have to dig here. All the graves are marked. We put flowers on them every Sunday.
Flowers? Yeah. Super, don't you think you can find a place for these ladies?
You just come along with us and we'll show you the graves.
I'll take your word for it, ladies. I'm a busy man. How about it, Super?
They'd have to be committed.
Well, Teddy could have committed himself. Can they commit themselves? Can they sign the papers?
Certainly.
If we can go, we'll sign the papers. Where are they?
Yes, where are they?
It's coming around, Lieutenant.
Good morning, Mr. Klein.
Good morning, Mr. Klein. Are you here too?
Yep, trophy meeting got you. I think that's it.
Get them signed up, Super. I want to get this all cleaned up.
If you'll sign right here.
Hey, Jiffy, come on. And you here on Abby?
Yes, I'm very looking forward to going. The neighborhood here has changed, so...
Just think, a front lawn again.
We're overlooking something.
What?
We're going to need the signature of a doctor.
That's right, Stein! Would you come here for a second? We need you to sign something.
Please, I
Oh, who
must.
cares about whatever you gotta do? And just come over here and sign this, please. Oh, excuse me.
Were you leaving, Dr. Einstein?
I think I must go.
Aren't you going to wait for Jonathan?
I don't think we go to the same place.
How are you, Elaine? I'm glad to see you're still here. Stick around, won't you?
Don't worry, I'm going to.
Yes, there.
Hello, Matt? Yeah, Rooney. Yeah, we got that guy that's wanted in Indiana. Now, there should be a description of his accomplice. It should be right there on the desk. Yeah, read it to me, will you? Right, got it. 5'9", 160 pounds, blue eyes, with a German accent. Poses as a doctor. All right, man, thanks.
It's all right, Lieutenant. The doctor here is just complete with signatures.
Thanks, Doc. You really done broken the service.
If you'll sign here now, as next of kin.
Oh, of course. That makes everything complete. Everything.
Yeah.
Well, aunties, now you're safe.
When do you think you'll be ready to start?
Mr. Witherspoon, why don't you go upstairs and tell Teddy exactly what he can take along?
Upstairs?
Oh, here, I'll show you.
Oh, no, Walter, we'd like to speak with you. Yes, Mr. Witherspoon, just up the steps and to the right.
Long, Mr. Witherspoon. Well, Mortimer, now that we're leaving, this house is really yours.
Yes, we would like you to live here now.
Yeah, this house is way too full of memories.
But you need a place to live when you and Elaine are married.
It's very indefinite, darling.
Nothing of the kind. We're going to be married right away.
Well, Mortimer, we're really very worried about something.
Oh, you're gonna love it at Happy Dale. It's
Oh,
a
no, we're very happy about the whole thing. That's just it. We don't want anything to go wrong.
Will they investigate those signatures?
Oh, don't worry about Dr. Einstein. I mean, I'm
It's not his signature, dear. It's yours.
You see, you signed us next of kin.
Of course, why not?
Well, dear, this is something we never wanted to tell you, but now you're a man, and it's something Elaine should know, too. You see, dear, you're not really a Brewster.
You see, your mother came to us as a cook, and she was such a lovely lady and such a wonderful cook that we didn't want to lose her. And so brother married her, and we were born about 3 months after.
You mean I'm not really a Brewster?
Now don't feel bad about it, dear.
You understand that, Elaine? You understand? I'm the son of a sea cook!
I really must see about breakfast.
Don't bother, dear. Mortimer's coming over to my house. Father and Mother have gone to Philadelphia, and we're going to have breakfast together.
I could use a cup of coffee. I've had quite the night.
Yes, I'm sure you're both very tired. Sure you want to get to bed.
One moment, Witherspoon. Take this with you. And you're gonna need this.
You won't need the wagon. My car's out front.
Are you leaving now, Jonathan?
Oh, yeah. There's a bunch of people in Indiana who want to take care of it for the rest of the life.
Well, it's nice to know you have a place to go.
We're leaving, too.
Yes, we're going to Happydale.
Then this house has seen the last of the Brewsters.
Unless Mortimer wants to live here.
I have a suggestion to make. Why don't you turn this house over to the church?
Oh, well, we never thought of that.
After all, it should be part of the cemetery.
All right, get going. I'm a busy man.
Well, goodbye, Aunties. I can't better my record now, but neither can you. At least I have that satisfaction. The score stands even, 12-12.
He always was a mean boy. Couldn't stand to see anyone get ahead of him.
Well, I wish we could show you he wasn't so smart. Mr. Witherspoon, does your family live with you at Happydale?
Actually, I have.
Well, then I suppose you consider everyone at Happydale your family.
I'm afraid you don't quite understand. As head of the institution, I have to keep quite a little connection.
That must make it very lonely for you.
It does, but my duty is my duty.
Yes, well, Martha. Well, Mr. Witherspoon isn't going to join us for breakfast. I think at least he can try a glass of our elderberry wine.
Elderberry wine?
Yes, we made it ourselves.
Okay. Of course, at the institution, our relationship will be more formal. But here, you don't see much elderberry wine nowadays. I thought I'd have my last glass.